Everybody's talking about Cardi B dissing BIA and hashtagging #diarrhea BIA. I fear enough of us are not talking about Cardi B dragging JT through the pits of hell. Now for context, Cardi B dropped her album Am I the Drama today. There's a song on there called Magnet and the second verse is 1000% about JT. So let's talk about their beef and we're gonna take a look at these lyrics. So 2018, 2019, the girlies are cool. Cardi B features on the City Girls song Twerk. Twerk is one of City Girls' biggest songs to date. It was their first big song. It went platinum. This was the song that put them on. At the time, Cardi B was still having that success of like Bodak Yellow, and she had just released Invasion of Privacy. So Cardi B was popping, and I don't think that Twerk became the hit that it did because it's a particularly great song. I think that obviously Cardi's feature is what kind of made it a big hit. In an interview, JT said, and I quote, "I can honestly say Cardi opened the door for a lot of normal girls to feel like they could be rappers. I love Cardi for that. I watched Cardi from being that girl in her bag to being on Met Gala. She a real bitch." So July 2022, Glorilla and Cardi B dropped the song Tomorrow 2, which is a bop, but it's Cardi's verse that kind of makes the song as iconic as it is, right? Cardi's verse in that song is great. Undeniable. In October of that year, JT tweets out congratulations to Glorilla for charting Tomorrow 2. However, she does not tag Cardi in the post, which a lot of people took a shade, including Cardi B. Cardi B immediately goes to Twitter and she subs JT by saying lapdog. She also tweets out go fetch, in reference to JT's friendship at the time with Nicki Minaj. JT responds with I hope you don't think you know bully, and then she also calls Cardi a wiener dog. To the go fetch tweet, she retweets it and says, Cardi, you go fetch real talent. After this, the girlies basically go back and forth all night. Cardi B asking JT why she's bringing up talent when JT's team wanted to put Cardi B and JT's ghostwriter together, like they wanted them to link and make music, to which JT is saying that that's a lie and that it was because Cardi B wanted to steal City Girls' like hooks and their style. JT eventually also tweets that it was Glorilla who gave Cardi B the opportunity to be on Tomorrow 2 and basically gave her a bone. Now 2023, JT drops the song No Bars in which she does shade Cardi B. JT brings up the dog thing again by saying I'm a real dog bitch, you a scrappy do. She also comes for Cardi B's relationship with Offset by saying doing all that wifey shit knowing he don't fuck with you, because everybody knew at the time that Offset was cheating. In 2024, JT again shades Cardi B in the song Sideways and she says, beefing with who bitch, not you, who the baddest bitch, ha ha ha, not you. And then again shades Cardi B in another song called Intro where she says, non-rapping bitch, who the fuck you talking to? I was off in Saks, Gucci alligator bags while you was laying on your back and stuffing bottles up your ass. Obviously in reference to Cardi B's past of being like a midnight ballerina, which Cardi B has always been super open about, but that's a crazy bar. That brings us to today and the song Magnet. Verse 2, she says, now let's talk about this hating ass bitch, ungrateful ass bitch. Cardi B did put the City Girls on. Cardi also says JT's loyalty depends on who she's around. She also calls her a hating on the low ass bitch. Cardi B tells JT, mama didn't want you, Brenda's baby ass bitch, which references a song by Tupac called Brenda's Got a Baby about an unwanted teen pregnancy. Cardi B calls JT a dog yet again, called her a tail wagging ass bitch, bottom feeder ass bitch. And here's where Cardi B takes it so far that I don't know if JT can ever come back from this. Cardi B says she just mad she got a man she be sharing bags with. Cardi says my man cheat, but I don't stick no in his ass, bitch. Obviously in reference to JT's relationship with Lil Uzi, they've been together since 2019. When I listened to this for the first time, I tell you my jaw dropped. Because that bar is diabolical. Insane, actually. Anyway, I'm assuming that JT will respond at some point, but she's gonna have to say some real fucked up shit about Cardi to move past from that one. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. My next video, I'm gonna talk about Cardi B shading Ice Spice and Nicki Minaj and Offset in some other songs on the album Am I the Drama, so you can look out for that. If you want to stay updated, make sure you follow along.
Cardi B is aiming at BIA and JT on her long-awaited sophomore album Am I the Drama. Cardi sets the tone on the intro when she raps. She say my name she getting belt, and she surely does put belt to ass for whoever she thinks has slighted her. Cardi disses BIA throughout Pretty and Petty, calling her diarrhea BIA, saying that she be at Diddy's house and that she hasn't had a hit in over 2 years, and saying they only book you when they can't afford Coy, speaking on Coy Lorette. Cardi and BIA's issues go back to 2023, when BIA went on TikTok Live to deny having any problems with Cardi, saying that they've never met and it's all love. But then in 2024, BIA subbed Cardi on Dreezy's remix. Cardi fired shots back on her Wannabe remix using Bia's name in a bar. Bia responded to that by playing a Cardi diss on her IG Live, but never officially released it. On that unreleased track, Bia name drops Cardi's daughter Culture, rapping, "Thought you asked for the culture, you just trying to ride the wave. You should be at home with your kids, you speak like second grade." In June of last year, Cardi went on IG Live and explained she and Bia had issues because Bia was spreading rumors about her cheating on Offset with an unnamed celebrity. Cardi offered a $1 million reward if Bia could prove those claims. Cardi also said that she and Bia had a conversation on the phone where she explained that Bia is not a relevant character in her life. And that's where the conversation was left until the song dropped today. Cardi went on The Breakfast Club this morning and said that the only reason she reignited the beef with Bia is because she talked about her kids in the diss song, something she also mentions at the end of Pretty and Petty. Cardi also aims at JT on Magnet, where she raps about how she thinks JT turned her back on Young Miami, was ungrateful after Cardi collabed with her on the City Girls song Twerk, and then criticizes her relationship with Lil Uzi Vert, saying, "My nigga cheap, but I don't take no dildos in his." That last bar was not the flex Cardi thought it was. JT and Cardi's issues stem back to 2022 when they got into it on Twitter. Clearly, they've never been able to reconcile. But look, beyond all the disses, Am I the Drama is pretty hard. Let me know what you think of the new album in the comments down below. Alright, for Complex, I'm Jordan Rose. Make sure to shop at Complex for exclusive vinyl and merch. Alright, peace.
So Cardi B's Am I the Drama released, and she letting us know that she is the drama, man. She was throwing shots on this album. The first one that sticks out is on Pretty and Petty. She had a lot of smoke for Bia. I'm not gonna lie, her and Bia had that back and forth. Bia dropped a diss track that was not that great. I'm not gonna hold you, and didn't really warrant a response. But Cardi had some things she still had to get off her chest about Bia. She said, "Why you always at Diddy house? I heard they combed that little kitty out. Tell these folks what it's really about. Why you all in people's face with the mouth, the potty mouth? Diarrhea Bia, breath so stink you could smell him before you see him. Name 5 Bia songs, gun pointing to your head. Bow, I'm dead. They only book you when they can't afford Coy Leray." But Bia wasn't the only one catching smoke from Cardi on this album. She also has smoke for JT. Her and JT have a history. JT gave a shout out to, was it Glorilla or whatever? She purposefully left Cardi B out of her shout out. Cardi B ended up feeling some type of way about that. That started the whole JT. That's what I believe. If I'm missing it, I don't be 100% caught up on the girl rap drama. But I think that's what I remember happening. Let me know if I'm wrong in the comments. Anyway, Cardi B has some smoke for JT and Lil Uzi. In turn, Lil Uzi is JT's partner. You feel me? She said, "All that meat riding still ain't going to get no feature at chick. She just mad she got a dude she be sharing bags with." We know Lil Uzi's a Lil, you feel me? "My dude cheat, but I don't stick no inanimate objects," I'll say, "in his chick." I can't say these words, but you could read the words up here and get what I'm saying. She has some smoke and some shots for JT and Lil Uzi. She was calling Uzi sassy and saying that JT shares bags with him and that she probably penetrates his bottom with inanimate objects. Yeah, Cardi has smoke for people on this album, gang. Overall, how are you guys feeling about the album so far? If you got a chance to listen to it, let me know in the comments. How do you feel about the shots or the disses she had for Bia, JT? Any songs stick out? You feel me? Let me know in the comments. If you haven't yet, make sure you join the Discord that's linked in my bio. I appreciate everybody who's joined. If you have any issues joining, DM me and let me know. Till next time, I'm out of here. You shit me.
Rise and shine, sisters, because Cardi B is on y'all ass. Sisters, allegedly, not Bia. We already know Cardi B came after you. But for the other 2 sisters, which the alleged diss tracks are made for, y'all might want to wake up and say something. Now, starting with Bia, in the diss track that Cardi B actually names her in, I'm curious whatever happened to her career.
Name 5 Bia songs, gun pointing to your head. Bow, I'm dead.
The song is called Pretty and Petty, and basically it's a full diss track about Bia, and yeah, Cardi B did not hold back any punches. Now, the next diss track is basically what people are saying is pointed toward JT, so I'm gonna let you hear the lyrics and you tell me what you think.
Let's talk about a sailing ass bitch. Drink for
Now, according to the internet, this one was about JT, and she goes on to say a little bit more specific information, like you can only get sponsored deals or sponsors through your man, which is kind of true, and some other pretty graphic language that I'm not going to play on here, but I encourage you to listen to the diss track. Now, lastly, everyone's saying that this other diss track by the name of Uri Time is about Sweetie. She doesn't go in specifically about Sweetie, but she does say a specific line that I'm going to let you guys hear.
nigga lose me, you know that nigga out his mind. Tell her make a hit, she in the studio just wasting time. If I take your nigga, I don't wanna hear no crying. Cause I ain't say shit when hoes was out here fucking mine.
Now, the two lines that people are trying to attribute to Sweetie are one, when she says going into the studio and wasting time because Sweetie has not produced a hit in a while. The second portion of that alleged diss track was saying that she was sleeping with her man, essentially. Now, remember, there's a rumor that goes around that Sweetie slept with Offset, which was get back for her breakup with Quavo. I don't know if you guys remember that, but that's the rumor. But regardless if she's talking about Sweetie or JT, she most certainly cleared BIA out of the way.
Cardi B says she writes her own raps. So you got Cardi B coming out there responding to Joe Budden on the Joe Budden podcast. Joe was reviewing the album. Joe was like, hey, he said it was fire, right? Then he said, hey, look, on that one verse, I believe it was a song with Cardi and JT, I believe. One of the city girls, I don't know, right? But he basically give the writers, some props, right? He was like, man, damn, the writers came through, right? Here comes Cardi. There ain't no writer, that's just me, that me, ain't no writers. I was sitting there writing it. Girl, you ain't writing anything. We know this. You got 100 writing credits on your album. You already came out saying you don't write and it don't matter. So you gonna have to stand on that, right? Talking about something you wrote. Boy, you won't be writing no raps. Ain't never seen Cardi freestyle ever. Now all of a sudden, she wrote it. Take the compliment. Look, the album was good. You know what I'm saying? Look, it is what it is. But we gonna shout out to the writers. Shout out to the writers. You know what I'm saying? You should be shouting them out too. Oh, you got 100 writers getting credited, 100 writing credits on your album, but you want us to believe you just out here. That was just all you, boy. If you don't stop.
Not Cardi B whacking BIA.
Diarrhea, beer, breath so thick you can smell it, but you see I'm a big lap dog, be a Labrador. Be shorty, who you wanna be, shorty? You from Boston, let's have a little tea party.
Her album Am I the Drama just dropped, and in the song Pretty and Petty, she is dragging BIA.
Why you always at Diddy house? I heard they comb that little kitty out. You all on people's face with that shit mouth. Hoes easy to ignore. It's been 2 years since you put a number on the board.
By now, we all know that BIA dropped a diss song aimed at Cardi B where she mentioned her children.
Say you love yourself, but you won't put that on your kids. All that surgery and how your body looks so mid. Passes for the culture, you just trying to ride the wave. You should be home with your kids, cause bitch, you speak like second grade.
And it's looking like Cardi B has finally got her lick back.
I'm a bad bitch and you mad, cause you built like your dad. Wanna beef with me, are you sure? Do she even got a BET award? I'ma used to fuck around with white men. Disgusting. Girl trifling. I hate when a bitch thinks she cute cause she light skinned. Talking about culture, you wildin'. Look, meatball, you Italian.
Her album just dropped, but in the meantime, she was doing an interview and performance with Ebro for Apple Music, and she actually performed the song Pretty and Petty during that time as well.
Damn near unemployed. They only book you when they can afford coins. Look, I'm an icon, I'm a legend. I mean, girl, you a graduate. Pretty and I'm petty as fuck. Pretty and I'm petty as fuck.
Cardi B was not playing in this song. She even had a little monologue for BIA at the end of the track, saying how she was going to respond to BIA on her own time and how BIA should never.
So Cardi B's album, Am I the Drama, came out today. And she took some shots at a lot of female rappers on that album, but I want to focus on her and JT here. This is very interesting. I'm not even sure how they got to this place, but I know JT did take some shots at her on, what was that song? No Bars? Yeah. doing all that wifey shit, knowing he don't fuck with you. So then Cardi had to say something back to JT. Let's take a listen. So yeah, Cardi talked about how JT's mother didn't want her. JT is a fake friend. She left Carisha for dead. She begged Nicki for a feature and didn't get it. But I think she was on the Super Freaky Girl remix, wasn't she? She was on some remix. And just a whole bunch of other stuff. She also took a shot at Lil Uzi Vert, saying JT and Uzi share purses and that Uzi might be a bottom. And you know, all's fair in love and war, Cardi. Let's not forget, you have a husband and a boyfriend, JT. She took it there. You better take it there too. And they're saying the boyfriend is pretty fluid, if you catch my drift. Saying, you know, that spectrum, it goes all over the place with that one. So, hey. I'm sure JT will have a response. I hope that it's in the studio and not on Twitter. And, you know, as somebody who does enjoy the drama, I encourage Cardi to be the drama. I encourage her to start more drama. I encourage everybody else to feed into the drama. And I want y'all to take it to the studio and entertain me. What do y'all think? Let me know.
Oh, and by the way, me and all my homegirls hate your tats. Really do. We talked about it. Yeah, we put it in the chat. We think you look dirty all the time, even after the bath.
If you have been wondering what the hell is going on between Cardi B and BIA and why Cardi B just dragged BIA to filth, I got you. I'm gonna break it down for you in just a few minutes. And if you've been following me for a minute, then you know I briefly talked about this last summer, but I feel like given the circumstances, we absolutely need to revisit this. Now, BIA, if you do not know, she's that girl who sings a song, "It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker," and it went viral on TikTok like 4.5 years ago. Now, something people fail to realize is that BIA used to be a Cardi fan, like die hard. She used to tweet at Cardi B all the time. This is important because it was things like this: her congratulating Cardi B, her asking Cardi B for features. Here she's congratulating her for Bodak Yellow going diamond in 2021. Cardi B ends up quote retweeting it and she's like, "Thank you, love your work, keep killing them." So very nice response. And then even here, you can see BIA asking Cardi B to do some Spanish rap shit together. Now, this tweet actually came out, like she tweeted this after Whole Lotta Money was already out. So that's important to keep in mind. Now, Whole Lotta Money comes out mid-May 2021 and it goes super viral, mostly because of TikTok. July 2021, BIA collabs with Nicki Minaj on the Whole Lotta Money remix. And the day after the song drops, they go live on Instagram. And what do you know? That same day, all the tweets BIA had ever made towards Cardi B, they get deleted. This is important and we'll come back to it in a second. Fast forward a few years, March 2023, BIA is live on TikTok and a fan asked her about beef with Cardi B. And she basically says, "I don't have beef with Cardi because I do not know her. It's all love." Cardi never responds. A couple months later, in July, BIA drops the song Fallback, which people think she shades Cardi B in because part of the lyrics in that song say, "I'm having no beef, these bitches won't say my name." Now, BIA then goes to drop a song called I'm That Bitch where she samples Missy Elliott's She's That Bitch. Now, BIA's song came out in 2023. In 2024, Cardi B drops the Like What freestyle. It's a song where she's like a coach bag, baby, this ain't what you want. That song also samples Missy Elliott's She's a Bitch. Now, Twitter stands immediately start noticing the similarities between the songs, which they sample the same song, so of course they're gonna sound somewhat similar. But they also go to Twitter and they start saying that BIA is on Cardi's mood board, and this is where BIA kind of fucks up because she responds with the little cringy faces. She could have chosen to not say anything, but she did, right? Cardi B goes to Twitter and she subs BIA by saying, "Bitches make a fool of themselves every single time. I'm gonna show you something when I release this song though." Just a month later, BIA then drops another song where she shades Cardi B again and she says, "I hear bitches poppin' shit and that's so funny to me. How you say you running down but you can't walk on the beat." She also even says something along the lines of like, I can never turn my phone on just to cry on live, which is referencing like the times that Cardi B would go on Instagram Live to cry about her breakup with Offset since they were on and off for a little while. Now, May 2024, Cardi B is featured on the song Wannabe with Glorilla and Meg Thee Stallion, and her verse is crazy. She name drops BIA. She says, guess I'm a teacher since you want to sub me, like subtweet me. She says she did what, had no idea, thought she was on the shelf IKEA, meaning she hadn't been putting nothing out. She was tucked away somewhere, right? She says, bitch, please, don't nobody want to be ya. Cardi comes for BIA's looks. She says, cheap looking ass hoe, weak looking ass hoe, great value me looking ass hoe. They do look a little similar. And then she says, delete every tweet looking ass hoe, meaning Cardi knows BIA deleted all those tweets where she was praising her. Cardi B gets on Instagram Live at one point and someone asked her about BIA, to which she goes on to respond that she doesn't get why BIA thinks that she's copying her when in reality she doesn't like BIA's music, she doesn't like her style. She's like, I don't even see her. She also mentions that after she noticed BIA had been subtweeting her, she actually called BIA on the phone and that they had a really productive conversation and that they left that conversation with a better understanding of each other. And yet, immediately after the phone call, BIA went back to subbing Cardi B. In that live, she also slightly threatens to sue BIA for lying about Cardi B allegedly cheating on Offset, which BIA did in one of her previous disses to Cardi B. And just the next day, BIA drops the song Sue Me. And in that song is where you have that very infamous clip that I played for y'all at the beginning, where she's like, we don't even like your tats. You look dirty even after the bath. It was very lukewarm. In that song, BIA even says, bitch, you're not for the culture. You just trying to ride the wave. Both of Cardi B's kids' names, Culture and Wave. She even in that song goes on to ask Cardi B if she's battling with her or is she battling with Pardison Fontaine, the rapper slash songwriter who, you know, works really closely with Cardi B, and B is alleging that he's ghostwriting for her. Now, Cardi B would go on Twitter and she would say that she was going to get all these bitches back, but that she was going to do it on her own time. And she did not lie. And that's how we get here. Cardi B's song Pretty and Petty on her latest album, Am I the Drama? And this song is 100% a BIA diss track. And to start off this song by saying name 5 BIA songs, pew pew point into your head, bow, I'm dead, is hilarious. It's iconic. It's diabolical. Cardi goes on to say, BIA, you a fake ghetto bitch and I don't like you. And honestly, this is my favorite part of the entire song, where she says, you from Boston, let's have a little tea party, which is an amazing double entendre. Like, yes, she's talking about the Boston Tea Party, but she's also talking about like, let's share each other's tea since you want to do that so bad. She asks, why'd you get kicked out of that condo? Why you always at Diddy's house? I heard they combed that little kitty out. And down here, she even calls her diarrhea BIA. Breath so stank you can smell her before you see her. Now, that's the entire rundown on BIA and Cardi B's beef. Now, if I was BIA, I would be submitting Dollar Tree applications expeditiously. But Cardi came for everybody's necks when she put out this album. She does not only talk about BIA, she talks about Nicki Minaj, she talks about JT, she talks about Offset, and I'm gonna make some follow-up videos where we're gonna go through some of the lyrics in some of the songs and kind of talk about who she's referring to or shading. But like I said, I think this is where the beef ends. Even if BIA were to drop a diss track like 10 minutes from now, I just don't think that you can come back from that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
Cardi B adding 2 songs that are roughly around 4 years old to her new album is very much peak Am I the Drama? Now, shout out to Talk of the Charts, because I saw this post and it says, Am I the Drama joins Invasion of Privacy as the only female rap albums to ever earn multiple #1 hits on Billboard's Hot 100. And I was confused because I was like, wait, doesn't it come out in September? How exactly does she have multiple hits? And then I saw this post by Data Chart and they said WAP, Up, and Outside to be featured on Cardi B's Am I the Drama? So now it made sense. I was like, okay, so she's adding her songs to her album, and that's how she was able to solidify #1 hits on her new record before it was released, right? So then I got to thinking, I was like, well, how come Bongos and Enough aren't on the album? And then I saw this post and I was like, okay, so I'm on the right timeline. Because justice for Bongos and Enough, child. Because just when your FYP is in your favor, it's about to take a sharp ass left. And apparently there are people online arguing that Cardi B shouldn't have added her older songs on her new album because I guess that's quote unquote cheating. But I'm a bit confused. So I'm like, Didn't she write the damn songs? Is she not allowed to put them where she wants to put them? I think if Cardi B wanted to put her songs on the top of the Eiffel Tower, she could do that. And apparently Cardi B stan accounts have been fighting for their lives to justify Cardi B adding her older songs on her new album. But again, that is probably why she's the drama. Because she's setting her own rules. And why not? Because ain't no way in the world I'm about to create something and not take credit for it.
B is too petty.
She's just mad she got a nigga she be sharing bags with. My nigga cheap, but I don't stick no dildos in his ass, bitch.
She done went to the pits of hell to drag JT and Uzi on her song Magnet.
Shady ass bitch, you been trash since birth. Mama didn't want you, Brenda's baby ass bitch.
Social users are speculating that Cardi B is talking about JT and Uzi after she said, you got a man you gotta share bags with. My man cheap, but at least I don't have to stick silicone in his peach.
Get right into it, get no feature ass bitch. She's just mad she got a nigga she be sharing bags with. My nigga cheap, but I don't stick no dildos in his ass, bitch.
She did not have to hit Uzi with this straight, but she was doing everything in her power to get back at JT. In the song, people are believing she is taking multiple jabs at JT after she rapped about somebody's mom not wanting them. If you guys are unaware, JT had to live with friends and family at a young age due to her mom being busy. He also said JT was the type of person to kick their friend while they're down.
Big friend ass bitch, a clown ass bitch on the net. Kick your friend while she down ass bitch.
She went on to throw shade about some of JT's fashion choices.
Easily impressed ass bitch. Never gave looks and started getting dressed ass bitch. Ricky, you're the only fashion house you know ass bitch.
Cardi B is not playing. She really had a list of people she wanted to get back on this album. If you guys are unaware, JT previously a little bit of shade at Cardi on her song Lemon Pepper. Uzi really ain't have nothing to do with this. Like I said earlier, he really caught a stray by Cardi B. JT does not give me the type of vibes that she is going to take this laying down. I feel like she is actually penning a response as we speak. I'm curious to know what y'all think about this, and I want to know how y'all feel like Cardi B's shade was towards JT. Rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. Drop them in the comments. Peace.